Was it goblins or boglins? I couldn't tell. But something happened on the Tripod Trail. Giants and dragons are corrupting us all. If we don't get help, we will all go to hell. Did you hear the news out of Wayback Cave? A big holder tried to make us their slaves. My players trying to control our brains. I just woke up and the village was razed. We need the Stronghold to protect us for the night. We need the Stronghold to help us with this fight. We need the Stronghold. We need the Stronghold to go searching through the game. We need the Stronghold. We need the Stronghold. It's been a week since we saw Dave. A mighty group of adventurers. They're average as hell, but they may be mad enough to get us through this spell. When they are together, they are the Stronghold. We are the Stronghold. We are the Stronghold. We're here to show you the way. We are the Stronghold. We are the Stronghold. We might just have to save the day. We're just a group of heroes, yeah. We're big and we're small. We may not be the best in town, but we answer the call. But we are together. We are the Stronghold.
All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Stronghold D&D on, I always have to remember, on Wednesday night. I'm the DM tonight, not this guy, but yeah. What else we got? What do we got going on this week? We got our 988 charity up. We're already at $265, so that's fantastic. Thanks, everybody, for supporting mental health awareness and suicide awareness. It's a great, charity. We always try to come up with something to be charitable for. This year we're gonna stick to 988, see how much we contribute, and then it's basically showing you as a community how much your community, as us together, are raising. It's a mental health awareness, suicide awareness hotline where if you're feeling blue or not even completely blue and just want to talk to someone, you can text or call the number and you can reach a specialized counselor for about anything that you're going through. As I always mention, if you don't have the squanch to donate, you can always donate with your empathy. Reach out to a friend, ask them how you're doing, and give them the space and time and listen, right? And you'll save a life. So that being said, we got an amazing cast with us. I'll start with, I got a point in the opposite direction. Skylar, what do you got going on, buddy? And then we'll hit Charm, then Jeremy, then Tori.
Well, we just had our third episode of Call of Cthulhu on Adventures on Tap. It was an even wetter episode than episode 2. So we're getting there. Next Monday on the 10th is going to be the final episode where we see how we all die. It'll be very interesting. So check us out on Adventures on Tap. It'll be at 8. What time is it at?
Yes.
8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. Sorry, 8 o'clock Eastern on Monday the 10th. Adventures on Tap, Call of Cthulhu, Murder on the Orient Express. See you guys.
Will you do me a favor and give a shout out to Adventures on Tap so that they don't have to remember when they go online? You guys will get a little notification saying that Skylar, our beautiful old what turtle, our old turtle / Blandina / Bork. You can watch them on a different channel. I think it's always fun seeing someone else on a different channel. Yeah. Charm, what you got, buddy?
Hello, I'm Charm. Almost always the eternal DM, but I get to enjoy the illustrious company of fellow players and roll dice under the nom de guerre Savathor Baneray of House Sarengar. But when I'm not here and enjoying this awesome show, I am running Charmed Fantasy, and we are actually approaching the zenith of, I think, like 4 games or something like that. I'm trying to keep track, but we are literally hitting the finale game of, let's see, Underdark After Dark is we're trying to schedule a final battle for the level 20 group there in Menzo Baranzan, fighting their way as Lulth has commanded everyone to kill each other, and whoever comes out on top gets to be the new reigning matriarchs. But the players get in the mix, and they're now causing problems, and they're saying no matriarchs. So that's going to be cool.
Nice.
Yeah, so some canonical craziness there. Let's see. I think they're near level 20. This Friday, we're starting our final 3-episode series, level 17, as they are about to take on a beholder god in his own plane of existence. That is actually going to be Candy, Auntie Can there, Annie, Shadow Fox, who's there as well, our very own Beth, our very own Monica, and then Kyle is our special celebrity guest for that game. Saturday, we're doing our special Season 3 game that's working towards its zenith. It's Blades of Perdition, Shadows of Samaria. Right now, the party's trying to escape a demonic pocket plane of punishment, hence the name Perdition. And then when they escape, they return to their original characters who are trying to save the plane. Classic high-level craziness there. And then some other fun games. But please go ahead and give us a follow. I will be constantly shouting out Stronghold D&D from there. And
we gotta.
I think. And follow us on YouTube. We're really trying to make a drive as we're now picking up with uploads for our Sleepless in Drakkenheim game where we're running the Dungeon Dudes module. And we're finishing that very soon. So thank you so much for checking us out.
I'm getting good at doing shout outs and stuff. I'm really proud of myself. Because I do it for when who's up next is Jeremy. I'm his moderator on the other one. And it's hard. Skylar, your job is hard.
Is it my go? Is it my go?
It is your go.
I don't have a whole lot going on, but every other Thursday I play, I run D&D right here on this channel. We're playing in the world of Greyhawk and running the old school campaign called the Shackled City, and that's been a lot of fun. And then on the opposite Thursdays, I'm over on my own channel at DM_Jeremy. Just started streaming again this year, had taken a bit of a break at the end of last year, sort of the last couple months, but I run Castles and Crusades on the opposite Thursday to our game here. So Thursdays is kind of my game night, with the exception of, this night I get to sneak out and play again. And if you're going to GaryCon, as I know some of you are, I just found out I'll be DMing. I'm one of the castle keepers for the Castles and Crusades tournament.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, working with Troll Lord Games there, and so you can catch me at GaryCon running Castles and Crusades all weekend. So that'll be good.
It's DM_Jeremy?
Yeah, DM_Jeremy.
Jeremy. Ooh, you have 27 seconds before I can give another shout out. That's what it's saying. I'm so bad at this. It's so hard. I will wait.
Go ahead, Tori.
I'm out on our own channel. Weirdness. So we'll wait 27 seconds. Tori Q Hill of the network. Here we go.
Hello, I'm Tori Q Hill, writer creator of Network Comic Series. I'm also a concept artist, illustrator, and proud husband and dad. And I am here to tell you about this beautiful group of guys that I get a chance to play with. These guys are great. I'm really enjoying this. I'm loving D&D. I think I'm going to get deeper into more if someone would run a Curse of Strahd for me.
Someone wearing a red hoodie would run Curse of Strahd.
Right, you hear me. I'm here with Stronghold D&D, Team Stronghold. I will not be at GaryCon this year. We just had a baby, and I'm not going to leave her. I leave enough, so I'm not going to leave her this time, but next year I will be there. Other than that, you can find me on all platforms, Tori Q Hill. Check out some cool artwork, buy some cool merch, and we will see you soon.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys. Thanks for showing up again. We got let's see, this Sunday We've got our superb Owl, third year in a row, Super Bowl one shot, brought to you by Pete. Once again, it's going to be some pirate ship bullshit where he's going to kill us with some made up boglins or goblins again. It's going to be a blast. Yeah, so stick around and watch that one this Sunday, and then we pick up Thursday with Jeremy.
Wait, you're not playing while the football game's on, though.
Maybe. We're not into Kansas City or Philadelphia.
We don't sports ball.
Yeah, like if it was the Lions, I'd be there, but nah. Maybe in the next millennia. But we got some viewers here ready to watch some Dungeons and Dragons. You guys ready to watch some Dungeons and Dragons with this crew? I had a really nice comment from Bleak Season from Folk and Myth today. Said he likes watching us from the side and really feels like his home table. Man, that's really what I have been shooting for, is a vibe where it feels like your kids can walk in and hang out, and you know what I mean. You got cheesy puffs all over your face and just kind of hanging out and have a good time. But that being said, we're gonna start out with a little bit of something. I came home from work, hastily wrote some things down to maybe generate some thought, because you guys are maximum 3 sessions away from the finish of this arc, like the end of this arc. Arc Lothrel. So just want to kind of kick into some reminder stuff. So I'll get started. A lone lighthouse corrupted by unknown magic. Vokath, a priest with high potential, answers the call with a guy named Antoine LaSalle. Where there, the cult of the Kraken was discovered. The first glimpses at a torrent sea loomed above the Sword Coast. From there, 2 warriors who offered their swords at the Battle of the Well of Dragons, escorting aid to a besieged Golden Fields, learning how to speak with snakes, and becoming friends along the dusty road. Beset against hill giants, we're victorious. A flash of cold light, a wish answered to a princess from a gem named Cryomat. Meeting a company of adventurers in Waterdeep, and charming a paladin, Obelisks and Phandalin, Cryovane and Tribor. Meeting Savathor Baenri, under a different name at the time, by the Grandfather Tree. Margasters and the Eye of the Allfather brought you all together. A Remoraz, a beholder, airships, giants, and obelisks. The throne is defended, yet there are more tasks ahead of you. You see, as Slarkrethel breaks through the ice that Blandina laid on that center opening where you saw Lenithon leave the throne room of Maelstrom, where Princess Sarissa, say that name right, is frozen on the Worm Skull throne. You see several other storm giants peeling marrow. They're like merman, but they're like man-mers. They're like Sahagin mermaids. If you want to describe them. The Marrow are these evil, the humanoid sea creatures that follow Slarkrethel in this arc. You look back, like, where were they in this fight? And you could see them covering the throne. You could tell that they were trying to steal the throne and bring it back to somewhere, but they were thwarted by absolute amazing play. We had a great session last session where not only you come in leveling up to level 11 by defeating the Merilith in the astral plane, you came back, you powered up, you discussed how your new powers came into play. You're stretching, you're doing your Pilates as Slarkrethel showed up to the Maelstrom right on time and besieged it. Maelstrom itself, this beautiful coral fortress below the trackless sea, is all but in ruins. Flickering bioluminescent algae everywhere, walls being broke down. Any help that they would have from clerics and spellcasters of the storm giants are being used to continually pressurize the maelstrom. Seaweed and debris flow around as if recovering from a tsunami in and out of the center well inside the maelstrom throne room where Slarkerthel just fell away. The sperm whale that was once a diva. Let's see, for inspiration, what's the name of the diva? Vokath. See if we remember.
Flame tongue.
Flame Tongue, who's a bro, turned into a sperm whale. Flame Tongue stands there with a mace over his shoulder, kind of eyeing some nice plate mail that he wore in the battle. Savathor brilliantly throughout this fight, using every bit of broken bard possible to counterspell silvery barbs and counterspell to the point of being broken down to a power word kill from Savathor, using your mother's name in vain, as done before, where you turned it on Slarkerthel. The massive tentacles were spelunked and climbed by the fierce barbarian Torn King, climbing to Slarkerthel and punching it straight in the eye, as brave as you possibly could. And Blandina, fighting for her life again, doing an organized retreat down the hallway, trying to save any breath left to run up and do the health potions, as a brilliant strategist as she's become since shooting people with her own cone of colds almost 2 years ago. But now, the Wizard of the Realm. The room is quiet. Imperator Uther rips off his helm, flowing, hair in a big, well-kempt, Persian style beard, scars on the face from marrow claws as he's picking out trident, and you hear them fall like toothpicks to his cacophonous roars. But you hear these things dropping. Blandina, you get a shiver because you see some of these tridents are just the bane of Blandina's existence. But there you are. I just want to remind you all how far you've come. Remind your characters of how far you've come into this place, going from sniffing each other's butts, trying to see who's going to be the leader of the pack and where you guys are going to go. Maybe I'm going to say my real name or not, to the family that you guys are now, which Dungeons and Dragons does for people. You come a long way, and knowing the backstory breeds like amazing familiarity amongst some companionship that we have. So the room is, as I've mentioned, it's broken, it's dark, there's debris, pillars are fallen, the amphitheater that is there is broken. Dave and Kevin are huddled on each other with wounds. Spellcasters are spellcasting, and I'll kind of go around the room. Unless someone's got something right now they want to do, raise their hand, or else I'll go around the room. 5, 4, 3, 2, Blandina. Blandina, as you sit there and you come up the amphitheater, it just gets quiet, right? Because you went swirling downstairs. You come up, you come up those massive spiral stairs where you fought the giants before, and you can see down to the amphitheater where the water is just sloshing quietly with little bits of iceberg from you freezing the water. You see 2 or 3 storm giants and the rest of your party lying there. I think Savathor, you were gone and were just raised, right, from Vokath?
Give me a potion.
Yeah, right at the end. Well, we're gonna say Savathor lies, I don't want to say limp on the ground, right? I don't want to emasculate you in front of all 17 of our viewers, right? But you lay lifeless on the ground, unconscious on the ground. Blandina, over to you.
Honestly, I'm feeling the anxiety that I felt at the end of that session. Because I remember it was tense, and it was like, how do I get out of this room? Somebody has to survive here. So walking back up the stairs, yeah, just looking over, I just let out a big sigh. Like,
you see Uthor look up to you, and just a storm giant, his eyes are just welling with, like rage tears. Like he's just so emotionally exhausted from that fight. And it just looks up to you and just gives you a nod.
Blandina is also emotionally exhausted because the last 3 or 4 fights, it's been harrowing every single time. She finds herself.
Tonight's not gonna be harrowing. It's gonna be easy. Piece of cake.
Well, every fight since we've encountered Slarkerfell, she has fallen. She fell at the Morkoth. She fell to the Myrlith, and I think I did not fall in this fight, but I was this close.
It was close. It was
this
close.
close. It was this close.
Yeah. Aelrindra, the cleric, kind of walks by you, and just looks down and puts her large hand on your shoulder. She says, "Now you have the PTS deep," and just kind of like walks by.
Is this what being a hero is supposed to be? I never knew. And do I see Sabathor lying on the ground?
Yeah, you see, but like you literally, the potion from Vokath is, it's like it's frozen in time but you see him pouring the potion down Sabathor.
Just so he doesn't wake up looking disheveled, I'm going to cast Prestidigitation on him.
Oh.
I'm gonna go.
Oh, yeah.
We can't have you waking up looking like this.
Okay. Yeah, Sabathor, you blink with Vokath, like that panic breath of, and you can hear the big feet of Torn King, like, as the first sounds, as you save it, Private Ryan, come back in. You know what I mean? Like, as it takes a little bit, but you're back. Looking fantastic, by the way.
Get off me! Get off me! This is it. This was it. I'm not going. I can't follow any of you further if going further means going to the next one of these bloodbaths where we are shown the truth. We can't win. Not here. Not against a demigod, especially on their own home turf. We barely survived with the strongest of giant kind among us. I see where this path leads. It leads to our death, brothers. And I won't walk it, and I urge you not to walk it either.
Torn is nearby, right? I'm standing there.
Yeah.
I hear okay, so I look to Sabathor, right? But I look to him with a look of it's not pity. It's more like something I never felt before, like empathy. And I'm kind of looking at him, and I'm kind of understanding why he feels this way, but I don't understand the logic, the conclusion he's coming to, because I feel like a good death. No, I say, and hopefully we don't get, hit for this, but I look at him and I say a good death is its own reward in my culture. And
sorry, go on.
I can't force you I can't force you to come with us. But if you don't, we will surely die.
You whose culture, you whose gods promise glory in death, you get a divine reward for falling in battle. I watched Vokath die. I've held your corpse, Vokath. I don't know if you understand what that does to someone. And in that moment, I had barely any time to grieve your parting, because it was sheer luck that a cleric of some foreign god bearing the luck of a diamond in their hand brought you back, and we carried on like it was a miracle just meant for you. I can't tell what miracles await for anyone else who has the misfortune of Blandina and I of not knowing gods. Because you and Torn King, you have the benefit of knowing that an afterlife awaits you. You have looked upon the face of your own divinity, the deities. When Torn King was stripped from us by a kraken's throwing arm, we were in the midst of doing our very best. Felt so confident that Torn would be okay, but I think my confidence was misplaced, because sure enough, we fought for his very soul in the astral plane. And I realized what a blessing you must both have on your shoulders as warriors who gets to see your gods cheering for you. What does that mean in a world of death, when you know that death is its own reward? Blandine and I have no such thing. Maybe I'm a coward for saying this, but maybe cowards are just people who don't know that God is on their side. My God sleeps, and every day, while my God sleeps, I have fought beside you. Not with blade or hammer, not with lightning or fire, but with my voice, my magic, my will. I wield a magic guitar and playing cards in battle. Can you believe that? And if I'm being honest, I've given everything I've can. I've protected you from poison every morning, bent fate to keep you alive, healed your wounds with my shaking voice and hands. Done this over and over, and bled beside you proudly, but I've changed. When I first met you all as brothers in battle, to be honest, I had never used my magic to harm someone. Ever. It was a secret. Point of pride, perhaps? Something that was keeping me separate from Yuan-Ti of my kind. The shamans of my homeland, they use magic to hurt people very badly. And that's actually all they use magic for, is to hurt, to kill, to enslave, and I wanted to do something different with my magic. I wanted to stop giants in their tracks with a word of sense and logic. I wanted to empower my friends, to heal them, to stop death from pulling them beyond its unreaching door. I changed when Blandina was in danger. I used magic in a fight to hurt an enemy, kill. I went from never having spilled blood with magic to turning into a monster that literally chewed enemies apart with my mouth. I did that because I want to be there for you. But I've been pulling my punches in a world of war where we can't afford to pull anything. I don't know what to do. I use a shield instead of a sword, and it's a life of defiance these last blood-soaked weeks. To kill, to survive, to live in fear. But it's simply I'm either afraid of how easy it's become, or more so I'm afraid that my most ruthless isn't going to be enough for you. So yes, I'm afraid, brother. Thorn, I'm perhaps a coward by your god's standards, Vokath. Blandina, perhaps I'm just not smart enough to keep up the magic that we need. I think I'm afraid of leading my friends to slaughter. You're my family. And where you go, I fear my magic just isn't enough. I'm afraid to die where no afterlife might await me. But most of all, I'm afraid that if I die, then the rest of you will die. Like a house of cards coming down. I'm sorry.
Walk up to him and slap him in the face. As I've done before. As I've done this before. Saboteur.
I suppose I'm grateful it's you and not Torn doing that.
Oh man.
Saboteur, you idiot. We're a family. Real quick, Tim, out of character. How long have we been? How long was it since session 0?
We're at 100 days.
At 100 days.
Yep, we're at 100 daes. Yep.
Saboteur, you all may not know this. Not even 100, merely 100 days ago, I wasn't even in this world you call Faerun. I was back home in Kryn. Just a princess, waiting to get married. And I fled. I fled my home, found myself in Faerun. In this foreign land. Had no idea what my life was to become. I was fleeing what my life was going to be. And I found myself at first with a group of dwarves and some others, and well, that's when we met. And we died. We've become a family, and through these last 100 days, I've found myself. Will I ever get back to Kryn? Yeah, probably. But I found a family here, and I found that Faerun is worth saving. Whether it be from giants or dragons. Kryn has its own issues with dragons. My father was part of that issue. And you're gonna sit here and tell me that you're not worthy enough to do this? Absolutely not. Yes, maybe you alone, your magic is not enough to defeat Slarkathel or whatever we have to come against. But together, our magic is clearly strong enough to at least ward off the evil that we've come across. You would turn your back on the world and us so easily after, one big fight? Slap him again. Get with it, brother.
You all sound like bleating goats.
I'll slap Bocal too.
No one's dead. No one's dead. We need to stop whining and feeling sorry for ourselves. We need to drink. We need to eat. You need to get laid, probably.
Which one?
Saboteur.
That is hilarious. You're prescribing an alcoholic hard liquor over here.
Holy crap, bro! You playing the shit out that part,
We
man.
need to stop crying to one another. Oh, poor me. Woe is us. My God does not look at one versus another. If you die in war, you die in war. You are welcome in his feasting halls. It doesn't matter if you're Yuan-Ti or Goliath or dwarf or elven princesses.
Yeah, I reach out and because in my head I'm visualizing Saboteur stepping forward saying these things. So I kind of reach out like, and just kind of try to stop him just a little bit, friendly, but, and I look at, I crouch because Saboteur, you're pretty short, right?
Gosh, compared to you guys.
Yeah, so I crouch down and I look him in, I look you in your eyes, man, and I say, man, a coward is not who you are. A coward is what you choose. And I say you're no coward. You've done countless things to aid and save this entire group and the people of this world. And just because the odds, no, and then I say fear is natural. It's natural. Embrace it. What you do in the presence of fear is what makes you who you are. And I say, if you choose to leave us and go do whatever, live your life, what life you have left, if you choose to go and do that, I will not hold you at fault. Because the road ahead is perilous. But if you choose to stand with us, you will forever be remembered. And the world will be grateful for everything that you have done. And who knows, we may succeed. And if we do, the world will be saved. But if we don't, at least we go to our graves knowing that we gave everything we had to save it. And then I stand up and pick up my hammer, not hammer, pick up my axe, put it over my shoulder, look back at him, smile, and walk away.
Look what you did. You turned the barbarian soft. You don't get to walk out. You don't get to choose that. You join the line. You hold the fucking line. Turn and walk away. I'll forgive you. Fuck that. We're in this together. We almost died here and we won. We go and drink. We eat. We fuck. And then we take up our axes and our hammers and we go to war again. Talk about walking out and it's okay, I'll forgive you. Fuck that. Stand up and have some spines. We beat the goddamn demigod back.
And is it dead?
Not yet.
Then
Not, but you know what? It has a serious bruise in its ass, and I intend to go and finish the job. And so help me, Salvatore, you will get off the goddamn floor, and you will come with us and do it with us. Because I'm not going alone. And if I have to drag your ass all the way down into the bottoms of the godforsaken sea to fight that tentacled bastard again, I will. And I'll bring your crying barbarian and your elven princess along with us.
I want to be part of this party right now. Why am I when you don't want to be the DM anymore? Like, oh,
I can say, Torn's right.
My
Blandina's
eyes
right.
go
You're
slightly.
right, Vokath. Everyone has a sense of this. I merely point out that I did everything I could by every measure that I know. And we held on. We did win. Where we go, it's going to be harder. It's going to be worse. And you're right, Torn. There's a story to be told there, win or lose. We'll fight hard enough, Vokath, that the gods will be singing for us. And Blandina, there's something about your magic. It inspires me instead. And so I say this, Vokath, I'll go with you. Because your god can take a break, but I won't.
We don't lose. I call down fucking angels now. Like, we don't lose. Speaking of which, I have to go settle up with the bartender, so to speak, and I'll start walking towards Flame Tongue.
Right.
yeah, Flame Tongue's there, and he crosses his arms and he kind of nods, and you can see the cleric Ilrindra is just like eyes locked on Vokath, and just does this, and she's like, "I'll show you what we have left in the kegs."
Well, first let me send my angel home. Flame Tongue, you served us well. I may call on you again. Yes?
I didn't need it. See you soon. And he looks at the rest of you
Call
and
you
he's
out on
like,
that.
Tempest's blessings. Out. And he just like shoots like a big beam of light and he just like slow motion looks up and then once he gets like waist and lower waist level with you, he just like wink and just be like, just kidding, and then fly up into the sky. See you bros later. I was a sperm whale. And he's out. But your plate mail, your +2 plate mail with your Tempest
+1.
filigree. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. +1. Thanks for reminding me.
I mean, if you want to make it +2, I'm not going to stop you.
He handed it back as +2.
Yeah. It's laying there. Do the voices. Uthor, towers and walks up to Savathor. I'd like to show you something. If you'd follow me. All of you, if you will. Well, Fokath, I think Aelindra would like to take you to Keep's Tavern. And he kind of looks at you like, don't pass this up. And keeps moving. She's a shorter storm giant. But anyway, so but if you guys want to, Fokath asks to lead you behind the throne. You see him grab, it looks like a torch, but it's got some bioluminescence to it. And he puts his hand against the wall, does a little bit of a figure 8, and like the wall opens in two, big stone planks, like stone wall just opens up about like a foot thick, and inside of it is this absolutely beautiful like crypt. And you see, like glowing with bits of fey looking dust all around it is the queen is just laying in state. He takes his torch and he kind of beckons Savathor forward and he moves it up to the edges of this cube crypt. It's very dark, but there's like pretty, it's not like dark. It's just got like glowing, pretty, different types of coral and things like that that are like
lighting?
magical.
It's like aquarium lighting.
Yeah, exactly. He begins to show you ancient runes against the wall. Now imagine, King Philip showing Alexander, a very ancient place. You see several other tombs in here of just the kings and queens of Maelstrom. About 6. There hasn't been a whole lot since the beginning of time, because storm giants live for a really long time. Some ascend to be gods and things like that. But shows you around, and you can see in starting from left to right, there is an image of the beginning of storm giants, and when Amon came into existence. You're watching storm giants fighting with hill giants and stone giants and rising to the beginning, but then he shows you to the top and he's just like, it's not the story of the storm giants. And you see what looked like weird crown molding, but all the way around the top sill of the corners of the room is this massive serpent. And when you look down, you can see that the serpent is coiled around this long story, which symbolizes the plane of Faerun on a disc.
Oh.
Your Yogmander is out there holding everything together. But the torrents of the seas are still here. The world is quaking. Yogmander is no longer with us.
Never seen anything like this, and I have walked through some of the oldest stones of Schultz and read the carvings of I have poured in every place for any sign of anything remotely close to this age kept by giant kind. It's a perfect history. How long have you all known Jormungandr has held the plane in this way? How long have you known that he is no longer?
Our lore doesn't reach the shores as many others, as we like to maintain our autonomy. But much like Jormungandr, he points up, looks at Blandina. Maestra's weave also holds the threads. And he looks, and just like, he points, Tempest defends the realm from evil, as you see, like in another above Faerun where the giants are handling their thing. There's a battle of like a demon fighting a full plate mail kind of knight, and then you can see like this beefcake looking monk wrestling in an arena of cord, and he goes around and Tyr and things like that are in the celestial body above. But Jormungandr is one of those pieces that holds the planes kind of together and up. Jormungandr has their job, but it being out of balance is what he's trying to say at this moment. But he doesn't know how long. He only assumes. Only the privileged of us are allowed even back here. This is the oldest room in Maelstrom.
This might be the oldest
You
room.
only assume that this was designed around it.
This might be the oldest room in Faerun.
It is now. But
Wait, I'm in there, right?
yeah, y'all in there. Yeah, y'all in there.
Okay.
Yeah, even so, like, there's literally like 4 storm.
I'm not there though, right? I went with that other giant.
If you want to, you can have your. I was just. You can go with her. She's definitely like gonna go get you a beer, and sit in that area upstairs where the organ was playing, right? And there's a bit
I'm
of
down
like
for drinking with giants.
Oh yeah. Yep. She's got like this bluish hair, very comely, as they say in 1E, 2E, first edition, and she's got like very nicely braided hair. She's she's definitely a 10 amongst storm giants, and she's also kind of like making concoctions. They also heal. You know what I mean? Like you can tell she's a healer. But she's taking a break. She kind of lets you know that there's a lot to be done, or else Maelstrom's going to fall apart. Maelstrom's lore, like you have to speak to the walls and kind of get it, to reform, get the coral to reform and things like that. So that's kind of one of her jobs. But for the rest of you, Torn, yes, you are in the room. You're watching this stuff, and you can kind of see, it like very familiar images of, wrestling pits and things like that just might be comforting to you. And they're just this huge room. There's massive filigreed. Think of like almost like a Sistine Chapel level of art all over the place. Like there's little. If you look close enough, you can see little things everywhere that tie in the world. But Torn, you're in there. But other than that, Uthor kind of mentions that there's a lot of ancient giant that's written in here. He doesn't understand a lot of it, but man, I just he overheard you speaking about Jormungandr being missing, so wanted to impart that to you.
This is the closest I've ever been to my god. My mother, she keeps a temple on the coastline after she forsook the dynasty that was in power in the Eastlands. She has always wanted to be close to the ocean, and I was raised to the sounds of the waves. I have a hard time falling asleep without them, and she would always say that the waves are the result of the great breathing of the great serpent under the water. His powerful body expands and recedes, causing the swells. They say that tremors of the very lands are him shifting subtly in his sleep, and that he bites his own tail to keep everything from being pulled apart in the contention of the convergence of the planes on the material. I kept them close to me as child's tales, lullabies, things to wonder about when looking at the vastness of the stars, and eventually learning my magic, music, order. These stones, they're very calming, illuminating. Thank you for showing me. I'll cast fly.
Feel free. And he hands you the torch, which is like fucking, you know what I mean? It's like stupid big in your hand. As he, and he's like, and he plucks off some of the, you know what I mean? Some of the algae and like hands it to you. I'm going to say algae just because it's fun. It's in the algae and just like hands it to you. Kind of ties it around your wrists. Feel free to study. Maybe you can glean something that,
Yes. It's funny, we're so small compared to you, and you small compared to the Kraken, and Kraken small.
he points at a scene of Slarkethal. He's like, there. She's always just like Bahamut and Tiamat. There's always two. And he points at Slarkethal underneath, trying to like pull down. You see in spots where trying to pull Jorgmandir apart.
Mm. And
I'm gonna say Jorgmandir wrong every other time, so sorry.
I say, and Slarkfell is so small compared to Jormungandr. This gives me strange peace. I'm going to admire this. Is it all right if I stay?
Yep. He's like, you are family here. Hopefully soon, when we repopulate. And he points off to a side. Your story will be written here as well. And you can see it almost like changes, because if you go around the room, you see it. There's like portions that could still be carved upon, but like it hasn't been done in a long time. But
right. I'll cast Fly and hold up my wrist with the bioluminescent algae.
yeah.
And just I'm going to be caught in the immense wonder and akin to seeing your first meteor shower in the countryside. Yep. Akin to laying eyes on the sunken city of Venice and realizing that it's just a city built on top of a city on top of a city underwater. Seeing a lightning strike a tree, it's a profound realization that despite believing in the order of the universe, there's a comfort in not knowing what's next and what was, and feeling like the focus is narrowed and the belief of my team and me, there's a feeling of, dare I say, destiny in this place.
You're looking and you don't even feel the wounds that are on you, as you're just enamored by seeing something that connects you more fully into the world. Blandina, you're in the room. You're kind of watching this stuff happen. I'm sure you're not dripping anymore. I'm sure you've prestidigitated.
No, I've got char marks all over my body from lightning bolts.
Okay.
I'm dripping
All
wet.
right.
I've only paid attention to Salvatore, to
It's a whole new
him,
you.
and I'm standing inside the room, looking up at what I'm imagining is the constellations that are seen from Faerun.
Yep, absolutely. There's knowledge to be had, not just for, it's a room that's kind of speaks to, it's like art written in, canon. of the land from the perspective of very ancient storm giants. So
for flavor, I'm gonna cast detect. I'm gonna cast detect magic
Okay.
on the ceiling
Okay.
to cause Kryn to show up. The position of Kryn within the constellations.
Okay.
So it just shines.
You do see as you kind of look and you're casting stuff now. Savathor, you're over here looking at Yorgmonder, and then just all of a sudden, like someone in a library that finds interest in what they want to do, like, hey, oh shoot, there's a Napoleonic section, and I'm off. You know what I mean? Like, Blandina just keys in on something. Make a perception check. Oh, we got a Lord Gazumba raid. Ha! Are you done cheating on me, Jay? Is that why you're here?
Already at 69. Nice.
Yeah. I'll give him a shout out while
69 raid.
Nice.
Can we get some nices in chat?
I feel like I should invert or something.
Thank you all for showing up. They just pushed back Slarkrethel, and they're kind of having their hero moment before they go on to their final battle. So in this moment, like, so Savathor, you're over here looking in your part of this cool architecture, and then Blandina, you kind of look up and you see it's not necessarily like lit up, but you can see where they put indentations all over the top to make constellations, and you're like, wait a minute, I just want to see something. So make a perception check real quick. Have a good night. I'll be in the
Perception
or investigation, however you wanna do this.
Yeah, I mean, investigation is 21.
Okay. Yep. So you kind of see your liked Big Dipper litter, your Ursa Minor, Ursa Major, and you're like, oh, then that's what really keyed in on some indentations, and you kind of. It's turned on itself a little bit, and then you see, right there as some of the algae dust flickering in the phosphorescence, you see the 5 stars of Takesis glow bright.
Point. I go, Savathor. That right there. What you have been able to see your entire life as the 5 stars of Takesis, that is where I'm from. And Lunatari, a red star of Takesis, is my goddess, Lunatari.
It's strange. I've looked at these stars and how reassuring that what I was looking at was a place that my friend calls home.
Yeah, on the far right.
I can see the constellations of us all somehow here. Your Tempest and Horde and Lunatari. What's she like? What are they like?
I'm here. Sorry.
She bathes me in her red light and gives me the power for my own magic. She is amongst several goddesses of magic. Lunatari, Solinari, just but 2 of them. But we have our own gods and goddesses in Kryn. They look down upon us. As Lunatari looks down upon me, I hope. I know I fled, but I can see her. Even from here, Lunatari looks down upon me. Yorgamander, if Yorgamander is lost, then it's possibly us taking down Slarkrethel which will bring him back?
I would love nothing more than to set the world right by removing a great evil, and to have Jormungandr, the great world serpent, returned to his esteemed place. To look upon him or him upon me, to know that what we do will echo in eternity, whether we live or die. I suppose death comes for us all.
Yet.
I guess
Not
to the
yet.
point that we've all made today, looking over the tombs of the giants. It's better to leave a strong legacy and a good-looking body behind. Shame about Vocath.
My man said a strong legacy and a good-looking body. Clickbait.
You see, Torn just turns around and walks out. So Torn, Uthor's kind of standing there, arms crossed as well, holding up high the rest of the torch. Is there anything that you want to do in this scene?
So I really dig, even back when we were running with what's his name, I really dig giants, and I'm in awe of everything around me. It's been a long, we just finished a battle. We just had to talk our friend out of basically just abandoning us. Like I'm kind of just silent right now.
Yeah.
Like just kind of looking around, listening.
Yeah. And kind of dripping in blood, but you kind of like it, just like after a good hard rugby match, you got mud all over you, you got a big fat lip, you know what I mean? You're kind of chewing on your fat lip because it's just a sign of a good fight. Maybe I'm a masochist.
I'm like, Matt, how relatable that is.
Yeah, you just kind of take your knuckles and you reset your nose as you always do, and the room's kind of, you hear Dave and Kevin kind of stand up, those two hill giants with mismatched armor and stuff, and you kind of hear them clunk up behind you, and they're looking in as well. They're like, "Oh, words and pictures. Words. We should get back to work." And they're like, "But the pretty storm giant is up having beers." "Oh yeah, we've earned beers." And they kind of turn around and their butts kind of waggle, you know what I mean? And they're pulling up their loincloths and back, but they've got this big set of chainmail, so they're kind of beefed up hill giants. And you kind of hear them walk off, and they're like, "They go to fights like with all this, very, very brave."
How tall is a storm giant?
Close to 20, close to 30. If you're looking 30, 35, 40. You're
I mean, hill giant, my bad.
a hill giant, 20. I'll put them down for you.
So basically, I can see up their ass, to be honest.
They're hill giants though, aren't they? Not storm giants.
Yeah, that's why I asked storm giant first, because I was thinking about the girl.
Yeah.
But then I remember he said they were hill giants that, pretty pictures, and then they turned around and walked off.
Here's my question: why do they sound like orcs from Warcraft?
Don't ruin it. Don't ruin it.
Well, just like Kryn, the planes kind of match.
True.
So at this point, everybody's kind of sitting around. They kind of waddle up, and you see they're very proud of these Spartan helmets that they were given. With these cool light dark teal plumes. Where the plume goes, almost like a mohawk on them.
Oh, yes.
So their helmets are pretty tight. You know what I mean? And they've got chainmail chafing their hill giant nips. Because they don't know how to really wear it right, but they sit down next to you, Vocath. But can we have and Aelendra moves to the inside of the bar, and she's like, help yourself, noble hill giants who fought along our sides. No more will you just be guards when the king returns. You will be welcome here, much like the Knights of Maelstrom. Oh, thank you. Then they, sit down and they, do the butt scratch thing, and there's no Purell down there, but there's just, hill giant germs, and they're just drinking buckets of, ale as well.
I'll drink alongside them. I don't care. I do maybe look a little strange when she calls them noble hill giants, but
yeah. I mean, you get the sense from your, insight that they fought alongside. They're kind of nefarious as hill giants, but they chose to defend the throne alongside of you. Make a history check, Savathor, as you can choose. Yeah, make a history check.
Can I assist him with this?
Huh? Sure.
Because I'm very proficient in history.
Well, here's what I'll tell you. Go ahead. This I will assist because you're a wizard and you start seeing him do the book learnings, and you can, you know what I mean, like you can move in. Savathor, what'd you get?
I got a 9.
Okay, you're in there and you're like, I can't under lake. I don't understand. And you start hearing him say a bunch of words. Hang on, I gotta let a dog out.
What does it all mean?
Dog's like, damn it, boy, you'll let me out.
I have a +9 to history.
So we have this, just to break character a little bit, we have this thing here called Shots Meat Market, and they make these amazing Reaper, meat sticks, and these dogs can smell them suckers. And Mom must have just reached in and crackled the bag because he was like, I'm on attack! It was about to break my door. But anyways, where was I?
Describing the lake.
You're seeing something there, and there's some words in what languages do you speak?
And
Blandina, what languages do you speak?
Draconic, Elvish, Orc, Kinderspeak.
Draconic, Giant, Primordial.
Ooh, Primordial. Okay. So you're kind of reading through these things, and Blandina, what'd you roll?
It's a 26.
Okay. You're hearing him say the Undersea, and you key in on it because Vokath mentioned something about that, and you fly over, you're like hovering. There's bits of snow Elsa stuff as you're there with your hair kind of flowing back. You're both kind of flying in this 40-foot tall kind of room. You're in a corner, and you see where Slarkrathel is messing with Jorgmundir again, and it's describing where Slarkrathel uses these tunnels to and is like nefarious, these massive tunnels to do things. And it starts Kaiser Sose dawning on you, these tunnels, and then you see where the giants sealed the tunnels, and they were setting these the stone giants sat on a place where tunnels would be. Hill giants sat on a place where the tunnel was sealed, and they were all working together from this stuff. And you heard about these tunnels. You knew they were doing these things. That's how she got out. And you see one straight to what looks like under the Anorak Desert, where, between the Anorak Deserts and where Gauntlgrim is and Old Del Zun tribes, it's somewhere, but you see where the tunnel is. You're looking up at just roll one quick investigation check.
Is this is Skylar, possibly Blandina also. Do these coincide? Do these coincide with where the where the Talos storms were. Like each of the ruins, like the grandfather tree and...
Yep, they're all sealed spots where, you know what I mean? Like this tunnel could be opened and, you know, like Slarkarthel can now get free and do all these things.
And we have... How many... Ooh.
You've sealed most of them.
Are they connected to that portal thing I saw?
So yet only you knew that. So if you're telling the party, you're telling the party.
Are they with me?
No. They're still... But you can, you're not that far away. Like you grab like
I'll
two
just,
or three beers.
I'll just stumble in like drinking, like double fisting.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe not. If it's a giant-sized tankard, I'm probably double
Just
lifting.
So with the Hill Giants, Dave and Kevin start going into song, and they're singing like horrible rugby songs. They're standing up on the bar, dipping their balls in these tankers and drinking it, and you know what I mean. They're just
I'm doing that.
yeah,
I am doing that.
They're teaching you Hill Giant songs.
Well, then I'll just tell Dave and Kevin to carry my beer.
Yeah.
Kev,
So they'll put
Kev,
you on the
hold
they'll
my
put you on
beer.
the shoulders.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll definitely ride Kev.
And they're just singing Hill Giant songs about Vocath. It's completely incoherent. It sort of rhymes, but it is just the most ass song you've ever heard. But they're trying their best, and they're singing. It's the Dave and Kevin song. But you guys are studying, and all of a sudden you just hear like David and Kevin and Vocath fighting Slaughter, and it just gets so hard to concentrate. And Vocath, you can look over there, give a quick perception check as you look in and you see them both holding like.
Am I too drunk yet, or am I rolling with disadvantage?
Nah, dude, you guys are on that post game.
I rolled a nat 20.
Okay,
20.
You guys
23.
You're on your peak buzz right now at the point of high knowledge to collapse, and you just look over and you see what you saw in your vision, this humongous stalagmite dipping into this like huge what looks like a lake. They're all like they're up here reading, and you see what looks to them probably a funnel. You instantly go, that's a stalagmite, that's not a funnel.
Okay.
And
I'm
you
going to
can-
say to Kevin, like, look at that stalactite dipping itself in the lake.
Excuse me.
Just like we dipped our bowls.
Oh, you don't have to fly. They walk over, you're on the shoulders, you know what I mean? And you're sitting underneath there. What you see is the stalagmite go down. They're looking at these tunnels. They feed into this lake underneath. So there's like this stalagmite, and it cuts halfway. So it goes deep. At the base of this stalagmite, it comes to an end. Right? And there is this pile of treasure, boats, the Titanic, the Bermuda Triangle, all of these things that are just disappear from the ocean. You know what I mean? Like, hey, Vi, what's up, buddy? And you see right there this 8-tentacled massive kraken, you know, sitting in this one spot. You see the lair. Underneath it is what I described to you. Like that is Slarkarthel's job, to maintain that gate. And now, oop, you're muted.
It's not a gate to all the tunnels they've seen.
This is not a tunnel. The tunnels feed into for Slarkarthel to sneak around and get to the ocean and come back. But what Slarkarthel
Well,
sits on,
I tell them I saw a portal.
Yep. And there, anybody read Abyssal?
No,
Wait,
that's
Vocab
about my
does?
pay grade.
Wait a minute. Oh
But
God, you told
if I
me to know
speak
Abyssal.
Abyssal, can I read Abyssal?
Yeah.
Yeah, I speak
Yeah.
Abyssal.
You see runes there, and you can walk up to it, and you can see, and this is for charm
Okay.
/ Sabathor, right? For your future arc. You know what I mean? Like, you can read something that looks like the two baboons' face. You don't understand. You know what I mean? You don't get it. But you just know that, like, there's a gate there. That's all you know, Vocath. The Abyssal is freaking chaotic. It's not going to give you a one-to-end instruction manual to what's going on. You're just tracking that that's an abyssal word. Vocath, you see a gate. You all look down at this one spot and see that Slarkothel's basic job was to hold this gate. You know what I mean? Was to hold a secret gate to the abyss.
I tell them that. Like I just relayed that.
And now it's not.
As I sip on my beer.
RP. Yeah. So, yeah, you can say that. Yep.
So.
Did you like that, Charm?
I love that. That was so sneaky. That was so neat.
Why? What's in the abyss? I mean, I know what's in the abyss, the demons and everything, but...
You can roll another religion check based on, the two baboons.
Sorry, the beer's kicked in now. I only got an 11.
Yeah. You're just like, you look at that and kind of study and like, the Lord of the Two-Faced, you know what I mean? And you kind of scratch your head and...
So Slarkathel holds the gate to the abyss closed. That's its job.
Basically guards a secret door.
Well, if we kill them, what will happen?
Right.
You do know that demonic activity has increased significantly since Slarkothel has been gone.
All right. So Slarkothel hasn't been doing her job. She's been up to her own plans. We need to stop her anyway.
What are you saying? Like, if we kill her, the abyss will flood out?
Yes.
I doubt it. I think we'll just have to keep in mind that when we kill her, we'll also have to find a replacement. Maybe your sperm whale angel?
That does... I don't even know if I want...
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Could we close the gate?
Maybe there's a way to convince Slarkathel to... we...
Could we just close it?
Well, fix the ordning. And then convince Slarkathel to stop whatever she has going on and go back to what her job was.
I don't think we're going to be able to convince Slarkathel anything, honestly. And I'm pretty convincing, but this
Together.
is a being
But
that has...
What about us together?
I think this is a being that doesn't fear death, much like our friends don't fear death. I think this is a being that has made plans longer, has spent more time planning than perhaps any of us, all of us combined, have been alive.
Maybe when we go to her lair, we change our tactic to try and reason first.
What reasoning do you think you have to say that will cause Slarkathel to abandon
I don't.
centuries of plans?
Listen, Salvatore, there's a natural order. This is clear. She was clearly placed to guard that door to the abyss. There is a natural order to everything that is here. If we can convince her to go back to that state, we don't know. Clearly, Lenithon has something to do with this as well.
I'm open-minded.
I'm just saying we don't go guns blazing. We've injured her and sent her back to her lair.
What is a gun?
I flex.
Those are two guns right there.
They're beautiful.
I try.
but maybe just maybe, you know, and
She's wounded. We need to kill her.
If we go now and don't let her rest, then I think we have a chance.
You said if we go now.
We drink some potions and we do the Vocath thing and go kill her with a blaze of glory.
But our spells don't come back until we get rest, though.
You have spells? You've been holding out on me?
You've been holding out on us? What the hell?
what kind of barbarian
I've
are
used it
you?
a couple times. I can heal. I can heal. I have healing hands.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Of
like
course.
I've lost a few rages. Like I'm tired, bro. I'll just look at you and say, look, man, I'm all for a battle, but I'm tired, bro.
So is she. And there's 4 of us and 1 of her.
With minimum hit points.
We can drink potions.
I mean, we could take
minimum attacks.
a short rest.
It's going to take us some time to get there. We can't, maybe the giants can take us and we can sleep on the way.
Is it
I like that plan.
Is it going to take a long time?
We're all looking at Tim.
It's your sandbox. Told you guys where it's at. You know where Maelstrom's at. You know.
But how long
You have
does it take us
means
to get there?
Yeah.
What's the flight time
Or swim time.
from where we are to where?
Are you asking, like, are you guys all up the bar and you're just elbows up on the bar kind of discussing this, or are you guys inside
Sure.
inside the in the map room still?
I'm speaking
Yes,
to...
but there's drinks flowing.
Yeah, they rolled up the barrels inside there. They brought more lights in, and you guys are just hanging out next to the queen and stasis, and you guys are just, studying this thing. This is great. This is a great map study. This is the best way. So you're asking.
I feel like I'm really bonding with Kevin.
Oh, I don't know much about time. I suppose I could swim there. I'd have the rest of my life to get there. And Dave.
You just need to carry my beer.
Oh, well, you seem smart.
Can I... Is it Fey... What was his name? Pharaon? What was the... heads storm giant that is the captain of the guard here?
Uthor, Imperator Uthor is the the general. But there is Tharlan Thunderstrike. He's still there. He's
still there,
like
okay.
Uthor's.
That's a solid name.
What's his name? Starts with a P. So there's Achilles, and then the young guy.
Oh, Patroclus.
Yeah. So
Heracles.
Pericles.
Yes, he's super strapping. He's coming up as a storm giant. You know what I mean? And he was really getting after it.
The roommates. Got it.
Yeah, exactly. But he's there. Do you want to go get him?
I just want to speak to the people who are capable of divvying up resources for us that does not reduce their combat effectiveness in protecting the throne, specifically the princess. So I want to have all the information from the...
I thought she was... Yeah, is the princess still stuck in the throne?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's...
If you remember, Lenithon took a rod out of her hair and took it with her, and that's what froze her in place.
Oh. Okay.
So yes, there are resources. Tharlan returns. You see him come up on an orca and step off the side of it. Clasp the hands of Imperator, and he's like, "The sea is calming. The creatures are returning to the Maelstrom. We've got them under command. I've scouted out for tens of miles. Sarkothel is gone. The ink is faded."
How long will it take with this map system, if it is accurate, to use whatever we have to get to her and not let her get on her, to get off her back tentacle.
He looks. Uthor and him kind of look at each other, and they look down at the water, and they're like, the hussars, the orca hussars would ride again. Yes. It's been quite some time. I know where it is. Well, one of us could lead them. Is there enough for Kevin? And they sit down, they're like, well, by water, 4 days of hard travel. She surely will be prepared.
She's got to travel some of that too.
No, she freed herself.
She like
just vamped back.
she like conched her way there in a way, you know.
We could make it four at the best. Thanks for another raid. Thanks, Random Rhapsody. Shout out.
Heck yeah, I got it.
Okay, thanks, buddy. Yeah, I wish we could move faster. The teleportation circle could get you as far as what is it, Averland, and you could walk the rest of the way to where you think 80 points. And he's like, you say that could get you, but you'd have to find an entry point from the surface.
And those Talos, Talos spots were spots of entry that you could that lead back to the lair. Is that?
It could be. It'd be taking a chance, like a labyrinth. Some of the tunnels were going in such random directions. Some of the tunnels were being used for this Vonendad to travel to Gauntlgrim. That would delay you. If you got caught in the wrong tunnels, you'd be facing Drow, attacking Gauntlgrim, or what other denizens are out there.
Well,
We need to stock up, bro. Let's prepare, man. We need to stock up. I feel like killing too, but we need to stock up.
Hear
Man.
me out. Hear me out.
Come on with it.
What if we plane shift into the abyss and come through the back door?
The abyss is huge, boss. Okay.
So my hope was, if we are going to take Landina's opportunity to use diplomacy against Slarkafel, whose reputation I think defies that, but whose purpose in the plains perhaps makes it a necessity. I'm not sure. We don't have all the information. The best position to approach diplomacy is from a position of advantage with our opponent beleaguered and fearing us. I don't think there's any way we show up where she isn't fully prepared, rested, and with a sound mind and a plan against us all.
But her focus is on the gate anymore. We know a Merilith. I can call her.
We can have
If she's being kept in the abyss by the Kraken, then she would know, clearly she would know where the gate is. If we come through the gate with a horde of demons, I mean, she would have no choice but to turn her attention on the gate.
never heard a cleric who's bartered with angels so quickly make a plan with demon.
Well, they're a tool.
He is drunk.
He is
He
drunk.
gets drunk, he gets weird.
We were just
How
told
long is this?
not
Listen to me. Just let me work through this. Let me cook, as they say.
while you cook on that, we were just told that this other group, Noynek and the Revengers, are on their way to fight Lenithon. What if we use that? I don't want to say as a bargaining chip, but as a threat to Slarkathel, that whatever plans that she had in place with Lenathon are going to be thwarted, and she might as well go back to what her original purpose is.
Right. So that writing. So is there any way for me to decipher it, like make sense of it?
Sure. Make a. I know it's gonna be tough for your character. Make a.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
Yeah, I mean, but hey, make a perception check. Someone can help you because you know Abyssal. Let's play Dungeons and Dragons. You know what it's saying. Someone else can help you pick it apart.
Good point.
Demons respect strength, and we kick the shit out of her.
I got an 18 on perception.
Okay, you're tracking that whatever this is some sort of, you don't know how to. You're like the Lord of the Abyss, Demogorgon, used this as, there's some sort of prize, like it's a prized abyssal, almost like on the other side of it, wanted a creature on the other side to like as an opposite to Slarkathel. The Abyss wanted an equal and opposite Slarkathel on the other side. Like that was a huge goal.
Okay. So I wrote that down. I'm sure.
Does it say Demogorgon?
I passed it around to the group. Can anyone help me make
Yes, feel free to go through that gate if you want to.
Say that one more time.
So Slarkathel was on top. Demogorgon was on the other side.
It's a gate used by, known by, you know what I mean, the Lord of Demons.
Okay, so
Slarkathel's purpose is to guard the gate.
I think killing Slarkathel is going to cause more bad than good.
But who damn, is there any way for me to know who appointed Slarkathel to that position?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm asking the group.
Can we roll a history check or a religion or whatever?
This is great. You guys are in this place. You're trying to figure things out. Like who
23
is
history.
Slarkathel in cahoots with?
23 history.
Okay. Demogorgon.
Okay.
Demogorgon and Slarkathel are working together. Demogorgon is guarding a door Slarkathel's guarding the door for Demogorgon.
Okay, so the Demogorgon is not the Slarkathel is not trying to keep people from opening this gate. Slarkathel is working with the Demogorgon, protecting it.
It's just there.
Yeah.
Something's going. They're attracted to each other, to the position. Slarkathel and Demogorgon's powers. There's just a gate. So you can feed back and forth off it. You can pass things through it. You can become empowered through it. You know what I mean? Like sending souls through it, one way or the other. Seems like if you're a shitty person like a Kraken, you know what I mean? Like
Demogorgon.
Yeah, I was thinking like whoever appointed this person or this creature to guard this, maybe we should snitch on Slarkathel. And that was my.
I don't think you'll be able to reason with the Demogorgon.
No. My initial plan was, let's say there's some god that appointed this Kraken to, let's go and parlay with the god and get him to step in or her to step in and kick the Kraken's ass. But, that might be too much.
You keep reading, and it looks like there's a cycle where Jorgmundir forces Slarkrethel to hold that position like Hades and Zeus. But Slarkrethel also can speak with Demogorgon from that spot. So there's like a lot of chaos that goes on if Jorgmundir is gone. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
So,
Thanks, Scruffy.
that takes Blandina's previous theory of whooping Slarkethel's ass as a bad idea right over the line back to good idea. If it is a necessary idea, which was what the whole original point by Salvatore was, is if this is a path that we have to take because the stakes are high, it seems like it's necessary though. Like Lenathon, very obvious, someone that needs to be dealt with. But No Neck and the Revengers, they've got that
Like
handled.
No, we don't know them, so it's No Neck and the Revengers.
Imagine this guy's just absolutely jacked, like super huge, No Neck. Let's see. What is the best place that we could put the leverage that we are as a force multiplier into the world right now? Does it have to be opposing a Kraken Archmage demigod? Since Salvatore is presenting in her lair on the other side of the abyss, like I feel like we have a better, we could save the world putting ourselves almost against any other force at work right now.
I mean, we did work on her. We did some work on her.
We did. What has that done though? What did that accomplish?
A short reprieve. That's why I'm suggesting, like, we go prepared for a fight. We go 100% prepared for a fight.
We were 100% prepared.
No, you're level 12 now. You won't die too badly.
One level has not been.
I don't know that we were 100% prepared for that fight. It just sort of happened out of nowhere.
Now she's going to be 100% prepared for that.
Oh, you guys have an advantage. Someone donated and I didn't see it. Sorry. There's a team advantage somewhere.
Team advantage. Yeah.
That's why I'm recommending, like, we go in there fully prepared to duke it out, but with this idea of, along with bringing the Ordning back,
Right.
we're bringing the entirety of Faerun stasis to what it was before, which is getting Slarkethel back to what she was doing, and then maybe we try to find Jorgmundir.
Yeah, so I want to make sure that the princess is freed of one of the worst fates, which is being trapped in your own body, helplessly here. That's a key point of Salvatore's hope is that this princess is not stuck like this.
Well, I thought the rod was in the lair of Slarkethel.
So we could do a heist and not a fight.
Ooh.
That's a different angle for us.
Man,
Well,
The people
I
who
would propose that we could cause like a ruckus from the gate.
Yes. We can have a fight that's just a fake fight. Like let's rattle the yard a bit while we go and do something where we need to do something. I like that plan a lot. Like Salvatore is like finally like rubbing his hands together. Like we can work with this. we can work with any number of outcomes and be okay there.
Torn, you hear something behind you. They're looking hard. They're speaking in, just, high level strategy. And you hear in the back, "Oh, they'd still be coming for you." You guys turn around and you look at a very opaque image of someone in a perfect, almost witch's hat, with robes and a pipe floating, a long beard, but it's very ghostly. A lot like I've heard of Gandalf. Ha! The Weave of Maestra, as he walks up to Blandina. Well, she's a fickle thing. I found myself in a world of Tiamat, but here she was called to Kisses, as he points up to the stars. No matter. Your mother and I were close, so close that you were in fact my daughter. No.
What?
This was before she met your father, so don't worry. And was betrothed. He's a good man and accepted you without scandal. We met as I was investigating things like the Ring of Winter, how you got a bit spell touched, as you can see. As I got close to under its understanding, before I caught the attraction of primordials like Cryonex, and Vecna was on to me in your land of Kryn. I had to go, you see, before the plane was in danger. I keep critical investigations on the move. Anyways. And looks over at Savathor. Very powerful. Princess of Kryn, Blandina, you are beset on a great endeavor. Faerun and the multiverse needs you. And points at all of you. Your mind, dear, as I've seen, is trapped beyond this gate you speak of here. That's Slockerthel guards. This explains the imbalance in the sea. Hekaton is trapped by Lenathon, thus the ordning is broken. The Vonandan with the Magra, the Dawn Titan besieges Gauntlgrim. Mount Houtnow erupting will make short work of this Blackstaff temple that you shall run, and you will go to the Arcane Tower, representing us. The barrier of the Fae may be breached, but we can answer. Champion of Cord, Torn King, well, I've watched you from afar. Bishop of Tempest, Volcath, Prince Savathor, chosen of York Montier, but doesn't know. Use your magic. Stand up to the tyranny of chaos. You are the heroes of our age. Knights of Maelstrom, it is your time. It is your time to save the world for an old man, Elminster. I don't have much time here, as I've got work to do elsewhere. Save the world.
Who the hell is this?
What the hell is this?
So you can see him too.
What? Who are you?
I am your father, dear. I am Elminster.
What?
I go by many names. If some call me Ed,
Where'd you come from?
studies, Maestra.
Where did you go?
I'll be off again.
Somebody left the door
More
open.
things in this world that need tending to, stitching.
Cotton Eye Joe.
Thank you. Thank you. I set that up. All right. What was that part about me being chosen and not knowing about it? And
Oh, I'll use a bit more. He waves his hand into a pool below you. He just starts scrying. He's wicked powerful and just starts scrying. You can see these massive tentacles of, flowing in a very dark spot where there's nearly any light, but he's able to, adjust the gain, as it were, on his scry as he focuses in more. And you can see what look like shadow figures sitting over top of what looks like a well inside of an ocean, deep ocean, and it's swirling in black. But as you look in deeper, you see the thickest possible scales rolling over each other inside this portal. He's trapped there. Break, Slockothel. Allow your reindeer to return and get things in order. That's your charge. You can do it. Well, talk is cheap. And he tries to blow fake smoke into a circle towards Vokath. Get rest. I like the orc idea. That was cool. And he just drifts back into a bunch of, stardust. I had that written down. I'm not trying to railroad you guys. That was just that was at 9:30 do this.
Well, that was as welcome as a fart in leather pants on a hot day, but here we are.
I'm confused.
That was your father?
I
think that's what he said.
I guess. Apparently I got my mother's looks.
Who is your daddy?
Who's your daddy?
And what does he do? He comes and goes.
Well, that must be a shock for you. Do you need time to process the sudden second disappearance of your father?
You know what? I've had enough PTSD. I'll unpack that later. Let's deal with. I might have to go home and talk to my father about this. What? Let's talk about this chosen one of your Mandir. Maybe that's our key to success.
Are we trusting the man who just popped in, exclaimed he was your father,
Actually,
and then ran off
let me real quick. That's not gonna. That's a failed insight. At 11.
I've known mages to pull pranks, popping in places, casting some fancy magics, and teleporting out to try to, win bets among wizard friends.
Yes.
And I'm sure maybe some people like Vokath imbibe and drink, pull off what could be seen as a miracle to the untrained eye, and then disappear faster than a con man on the wind. I think we should look at this critically. This man spoke very little sense, made wild accusations, and then left.
But what if it's true?
And it makes a good story.
What if you are Jorg Mondir?
It doesn't matter if I am or not.
It might. It could. It could matter.
Yeah, after you said all that stuff about gods and stuff.
We've seen what Vokath can do by calling on his god. We've seen what Torn can do by calling on his god. What if we called on you? Jorg Mondir.
Kevin and Dave are like this.
All right, let's give it a try. I mean, the worst thing that happened is we end up
Don't say it.
Do you have a
we
tail?
end up hanging
Do you have a
out
tail?
with
Saboteur?
Vokath's god in the halls of glory, right?
Saboteur, do you have a tail?
I don't.
Damn it.
Do you want one?
I was gonna say,
Where was that going? Let's just assume he does.
No, put your tail in your mouth.
I
Like your
don't
Mon
have
beer.
a tail.
No, I know. That's what I was asking.
Yeah. Well, like I said, this is a great opportunity to find out the truth. Many truth. We should rest. We should sleep on it. I have a feeling the next day will bring even more questions. Who knows? Maybe one of you will be visited in dreams by your deities.
Maybe our fathers will show up.
Yo.
I mean,
You guys want to continue searching the room? You think that you've got from the room, like the where and the how to get there if you were to travel by, underground or by sea, right? Because you've got the cloak of the mantas, you can breathe underwater and things like that. So you could also travel over land. The giants are discussing this and their, their level of insight. You do have, well, at least Uthor or what would it say? Tharlin would go with you? A storm giant?
all right.
Might be able to talk in old Kevin and Dave.
Oh, they're in.
We're in? Well,
We're
awesome.
in.
I want to be Tempest. Could we be Tempest?
I pull out the Blandina spellbook, my spellbook, and I look at everybody. It's like I need to sit down with this, and I need to merge these two together because there's spells in here that I lost to the Margasters.
Oh, God damn it. I like to bring them up.
Yeah, sorry, but there's spells in here that I think could help us.
Now I just want to go kill the Margot.
Well,
No.
we have to save the world first before we kill the Margasters.
You're right. There needs to be a world where I punch that damn Margaster right in the nose.
We will have our chance.
We will help you with that. We don't like the Master Gasters either.
I look like
You don't
punching.
like them. We don't like them.
Appreciate that. You guys are good friends, Kevin and Dave, but this is just something I need to do personally. It's my personal dream to hold a mage down and smash them repeatedly with my fist after nearly killing Blandina with a horde of goblin arrows.
Do you hold your maids and beat it down? I do.
Oh, right. If I were...
Sorry, what did he just say?
I think it's giant euphemisms.
Okay.
Oh, God.
If it's any consolation, I'm gonna go back to my room, get some
Okay.
rest, and spend some time copying spells
Yep.
over.
You can see, you head off to bed. Vokath, you want to continue having libations and partying with Kevin and Dave?
I
throughout
drink
the
till I
evening?
pass out.
Oh, okay. Yep, you'll drink till you pass out.
Because I don't
You
think I
and
can
Ellie-
keep up with the giants, but I try.
Roll a, Aelindra seems, very taken by you, wanting to know about Tempest, being a priestess herself, stays up all night with you. Kevin and Dave end up like wrestling with an orca, falling into the water at the end of the night, and they pass out in the main throne room. Thorndrill, or whatever his name is, he stays a vigil. Or Tharlin Thunderstrike stays a vigil. Uthor takes a little ranger nap on the steps to the throne room. Continuing vigil over the princess, and the remaining one stone giant, is like, or Storm Giant is continue mending. Another priestess is continue mending the halls.
I will. I'll sit on the steps and rest, and play my lute.
Okay.
Yeah, a gentle kind of lullaby, like very like Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
Fire, you know.
Kevin and Dave, they sit up. You know what I mean? They're kind of sitting there on their sides, just kind of listening to this thing. Never taking their helmets off. They're so proud of these things. They sleep in it. These helmets reek. Torrin, what do you want?
I think I'm going to bed, boss.
Okay.
I need
There's
to
actually,
build
if you go
and all
downstairs,
that.
there's like beds. You know what I mean? Like there are beds. Yeah, you go down, you lay in a comfy, torn king size bed, and have a great night's sleep. You hear eventually one of the priestesses starts playing on that organ that's a giant crab in the evening, and it plays in tune with the lute. Vocath.
Whose organ?
Hmm?
Whose organ?
Yeah, the giant crab's organ. Yeah. And you guys wake up after a long rest. Ready to go to Storm Giants continually. Their constitution's pretty strong, and they continue to put things together, put things back to place. Uthor standing there, what would you choose? Do you want to choose the teleportation circle, or do you choose to go with Tharlan? It's up to you. It's up to you all. Use your own teleportation magic.
I could teleport us to, like, if we're gonna go to a Talos spot, Yartar would probably be the closest to get to the grandfather tree, and go in that way. We left the grandfather tree with Pickle. Is that who
be
it
a
was?
risk? Yeah, you get the sense that would be a risk whether that part is opened or not.
Right.
You know that I'm not trying to railroad you. You know that the underwater part is open. You don't know necessarily where there's another open spot.
I'm just saying, like, if that's truly what those spots are, then I think the closest one to where that I know of, that I can remember, is the grandfather tree, which is the closest to Yartok, which is, that's still a trek in itself.
Anybody else have any?
I'll tell you this, I need 11 hours to copy these spells over.
Okay. You got, yep.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, whatever
Okay.
time it is, I need 11 hours to copy these spells over, because I think I need them to assist us.
We
in
could all use the
this
extra
endeavor.
rest.
Yeah.
Vocath still was not Vocath, but Torn was fighting pretty much at exhaustion last time. So
Yep.
he needs at least a couple days. You are getting the sense that Slarkathel isn't like returning. For whatever reason, you still have advantage of Slarkathel consolidating.
Mhm.
I'll give you X amount of time, but not all the time. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Once it gets stupid, I suppose.
All right. In that case, charm person.
Yeah. During that time, there is the teleportation circle that could take you to. Oh no, that's just for the conch to come in. That's right. That's right. You can't. It's not a proper teleportation circle. My apologies.
Sorry, I'm just.
No, you're okay. Blandina is working away at her book. Vocath, what do you think?
I think if we know the one way's open, then that's probably the better choice. That being said, my only concern is that, like, if it's an obvious opening, then it would be an obvious approach for, like, if we could figure out a way to come that Slarkfell was not expecting, then I think that's probably a better choice. But
from what you're tracking, Slarkfell didn't return that way, teleported out.
Yeah, no, I know that, but
only this map showed you that there's a tunnel. So wouldn't be expecting that. And this isn't me trying to drive you that way. I literally thought of that as you guys were searching the room. I was like, no, that makes sense.
Okay. Well, as long as we can put in some rest to get rid of all the exhaustion levels and spells copied and everything
I'd say
else.
2 days of rest, preparing the maelstrom. During that time, one stone giant chieftain arrives just to check in, kind of look at the place. Sees that Slarkfell is defeated, but is there from the outside world. Reports to you that places like Loudwater have been destroyed, that there's a massive, like, hurricane maelstrom-like storm, somewhere near, just like near Iron Slag. There's like one remaining massive storm. The rest of the storms have been quelled.
Okay.
Okay, so.
Thinking. We haven't had an all roleplay session in forever, by the way. I think, yeah.
I'm going to. Yeah, I think we have 11 hours.
Is this lair? Yeah, it's underwater, but when we get to the lair, do we expect it to be literally underwater? Are we going to be fighting underwater? Expecting that? Okay.
You could see where there's, it shows the chalice, right? And then there's a water line, and the chalice kind of ends, and it's still deeper below that, but it's underneath the point of the chalice.
I'm just looking at spells, figuring out what to prepare.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
So, like, fly is no longer an issue. We know greater invisibility doesn't do anything because it has true sight. So
right. That was
What's my favorite part of D&D is, like, raid prepping.
We all have our cloaks still, though, right? Our magic cloaks.
Yep.
Okay.
They will offer you. They can sacrifice. Like, you have to win. They'll sacrifice one storm giant. They'll give you orcas to travel on. So they'll get in the fight. So you can all add an orca to your stuff that will act on your turn.
Dude, that's dope as hell. Are you kidding me? I want an orca mount motorcycle.
Yes.
I feel like it's a step down from the sperm whale, but I'll take it.
The orca hussars is what we were called back in the day.
So here's kind of what I'm doing. I'm keeping Freezing Sphere. I'm taking Arcane Gate.
That's a good one.
I'm not doing Modify Memory or Dominate Person. I'll keep Cone of Cold just in case there's anything out there. Definitely keeping Psychic Glance because I know Slarkfell's name. I don't even have to see her. I can just cast it. And as long as she's in range, I can hit her. Dimension Door. And then Rope Trick and Enlarge Reduce.
Ooh.
So that was one of the big ones that I had from previous. Like, I need to copy this in to get Torn King big in this fight, or vocab, whichever one's doing more damage at the time. Yeah. So that's what I'm looking at.
I will be pulling a page out of a book of someone I know and washing the feet of the princess and taking care of her nails and cuticles and just kind of like doing what warriors around her probably aren't trained to do and tend to her paralyzed state with as much dignity and almost like nurse practitioner help without, taking care of too much. Prestidigitation is a lot of work, but yeah, just kind of like letting her know that that we're not ignoring her in this dire time of hers. She's experiencing a type of hell, and I will talk with her or feel the vibe and shut up if I sense that I'm just annoying the hell out of a paralyzed person. But I will be washing the feet, and hands and nails and hair.
Touching.
People need touch, man. People need touch.
I agree.
We're like scratching an itch, like that's. Yeah.
All right. I'm still asleep, right or no? You said I needed 3 days.
You're muted, Tim.
Yeah, I can't hear you, boss.
Oh, I was just singing Sweet Caroline to Touching Feet. But anyways, you're fully healed at this place. One of the stone giant priestess, brings down lavenders and oils and stuff like that and sages, and they go into a deep massage, and you're kind of through it after a while, but it's very like above bar bro massage. You know what I mean?
Okay. So I'm back.
Above bar.
Yeah, very above, you know what I mean? Above the bar.
Excellent.
All right. I'm looking at this rod,
Okay.
and I'm like, still trying to figure it out, but I'm too proud to ask for help. So I'm just kind of staring at it,
Yeah.
and I want to know exactly what it does. What do I roll?
Is it not? Oh, is it not even in your inventory yet? I'm so sorry.
No, you're good, boss. I was
I'll throw it in there.
RP it. I was just gonna RP it all the way through.
Nope, I apologize. Rod of Lordly Might is what it's called, correct? If I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Is that an artifact?
Yes. Legendary. It's a legendary magic item.
Why
Legendary.
you saying it like that, Jeremy?
It's a big deal. It's an
I
old
was about
school.
to say, man, you started to get me kind of pumped up, man.
It's an
There you go.
old school weapon from like.
It's
the
a
very-
it's a big read, but basically, it's flanged head +3 to hit, 6 buttons. Button 1, the rod becomes a flame tongue, so it can become a flame tongue. Fiery blade. If you press button 2, the rod's flange head folds down and 2 crescent-shaped blades spring out, transforming the rod into a magic battle axe. If you press button 3, the rod's flange head folds down to spear point springs, becoming a spear +3. If you press button 4, the pole
A ladder.
it turns into a climbing pole. Basically a climbing ladder. 5, the rod transformed into a handheld battering ram. 6, The rod assumes or remains in its normal form and indicates magnetic north. It has the ability to drain life. When you hit a creature with a melee attack using the rod, the creature has to make a DC Constitution save. And you regain a number of the hit points equal to half the necrotic damage that it gives. When you hit a creature with a melee attack, you can force the target to make a DC Strength save. On a failure, the target is paralyzed for 1 minute. Terrify. While holding the rod, you can use an action to force each creature you can see within 30 feet of you to make a DC Wisdom saving throw or be frightened. It's kind of rad.
Yeah.
It's
I got a question.
It's a lot of things to keep track of.
Well, he sent it over. I'll just read it a lot. I'll just read it and read it and
We
read
can
it.
help you out too. Like
Now, I remember you saying something about once I use a button, I can't use another button.
No, you can't. You have to spend an action to do it. The things that you
So
can't
it's
use, if you,
Oh, well.
the thing is the drain life, paralyze, and terrify are it's like either a once a day or once per long rest or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah.
So you have to keep track of those. But outside of that, you could just press the buttons as much as you want to change the form.
Oh, nice. Now, that magic battle axe. I have greater weapon
It's a one-hander.
mastery, I think it's called.
It's a one-hander.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you can swing it two-handed. You can swing it two-handed.
But it's not a great axe. It's a battle axe.
But it's a
Okay.
battle axe
I
plus
got
3.
Correct.
I got you.
I'm just saying, like for like damage purposes, it's not a great axe. It's not a great weapon. It's just a regular.
I was
axe.
trying to hold two axes at the same time. Yeah, we'll
You
figure
could
it
do
out
that.
though.
You
Yeah,
could
we'll
do that.
figure it out.
And I can help you with this because I had to figure it out on Manu. To use it as, at least in D&D Beyond, you need to add those 3 weapons.
So when you change it into a weapon, you use the weapon that you've got logged.
Yeah, that way, at least in your inventory, you already have the stats right there available.
Yeah, that
for
makes
you.
sense. That's a good idea.
Well, because the rod of lordly might's not a weapon, and like you can equip it, but it doesn't show anything because it's not.
Yeah,
weapon.
it turns into those weapons.
Correct. Yeah.
Cool beans. So cool. Yeah, I think it's like a +3 battle axe or a +3 spear. Both of which can be wielded two-handed, so you would get to use your two-handed fighting still, where you get to re-roll 1s and 2s.
And a spear would actually be good in a water fight.
Yeah, you can also do spear and shield if you need the defense.
Hell yeah, man.
I'm just listening. What would you guys like to do?
I'm back. I'm ready to go.
I think we take the time to rest up, and then we jump on the orcas and ride.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's
I'm
the.
gonna rev my orca, put it in a gear.
Okay. So you wake up the next morning. There's a feast. Uthor is there in his full plate mail, looking on to Sarissa. Tharlan, Thunderstrike, brings forth, 7 orcas. Dave and Kevin are both there as well, right? And, maybe we go with Volkov?
Yeah.
There are this is how many we have left. You get to decide who gets to go. So there are 5. There are 5 orcas, so there's enough for you and Tharlan. But they are very sad that you're going. There's not enough orcas that are trained.
There's not enough orcas for Kevin?
There's not enough orcas. We'll try our best. Maybe we could throw Kevin on back with Savathor,
I don't want to hurt the orca.
Yeah. They hop on. You guys planning on taking this trip? You guys are all muscled up?
I think so. While we're here, does anyone need a montage?
What's that?
Putting on war paint and
I think
doing
the
some
montage. I think the montage is what's happening over the last like 2 days as we rest up. Like I'm frantically writing into the book.
Yeah.
You're preening. Vocap is drinking.
I'm
Torn is
drinking.
doing-
I get a lot of winks in the gun around. Like,
Yeah. Torn is doing push-ups.
Yeah. Well, you mount the orcas. There's a bit of like a kelp-looking, rope, just to hang on to. You depart with the, as you look over your shoulders, as you leave, you do notice that the sea, once you make it about 5-6 miles away from Maelstrom itself, sea calms again. You can see flickers of sunlight above the ocean itself, as if the sea is no longer disturbed at this time, which gives you all a sense of you still have initiative. The orcas, passing in front of each other, moving very fast. You're able to tuck down in. The cold doesn't bite because of the manta rays. Tharlon driving on ahead of you as you're all, in a row, moving forward for a day or so where he'll stop, stay in the hulk of a ship. Sharks will swim by, bidding his command as he feeds them, other fish. But Tharlon is very in control of the situation, so that's also a calming thing. He's able to, as you're able to breathe underwater, which I'm tracking from your stuff, to feed you along the way. Various like foods that he finds, seaweeds and things like that. You guys are just crushing the paleo diet. You wake up the next day, you travel on the trackless sea and flow down into a cavern. The pressure doesn't bite as hard as you would expect with your cloak of the manta ray as you descend into darkness. The tunnels move, they get thin. You see slate rock above you. Every once in a while, you're able to come up into small cracks of water that are open. Your heads peel up like a Navy SEAL commercial, and you can see distant lights of what might be a drow city or something. You see, torches moving past in rows of maybe an army moving towards Gauntlgrim. You quickly descend. You continue to move yourself into the water on this montage at about day 3, where as you're moving, the sea pressure gets stronger and stronger. The current becomes almost unbearable as you know that you are this close to what could only be the lair and the impacts and the regional effects of something very, very powerful. The current is so strong where the orcas have to get in line and they start drafting off each other, getting tired and flowing forward as you finally find yourself popped up in a bit of a tube like you see on the map there as you look across a massive plain. You come up out of this, it's like a denser water or a tube under the sea as you see this massive plain, and you begin to look forward. You can see all sorts of groups of creatures moving, and as you look farther and farther, like a pyramid of tentacles and bestial form. Switching. Slarkothel's massive sides sits before you.
We could have casted our prep spells before getting to.
Absolutely. Before you start, when you'll get this thing. I built the map. I showed the map. Anyway, so you're able to, yeah, it's you just her form is there off in the distance, not, you know what I mean? Like she's not an elder brain. She doesn't know you're there. You're just within the regional effects of where she's at. You see all sorts of creatures stirring and looking very like, you know, if there was a crab or something on these tunnels as you got closer, it would jump at you. Like creatures that Tharlon would have control of before are not under control. Like they're under some sort of regional spell of Slarkothel herself. And that's where we'll pick up next time as you guys begin to face the demigod Slarkothel. Free Yorgmondir from, you see the little swirly pit in the back? I'll have to rebuild this next time. That was a piece of cake. Yeah, you could take this time to, you know, meta game, and you could swirl around and kind of look at what's going on before you get too close. You get the sense that once you break a certain level, you know what I mean, the game is on, or a distance she'll be able to sense you. But you see some pretty large creatures floating around there as well. But thanks so much for hanging in. Torn, I know there wasn't a lot of battle there. You know, we try, but for the next 2 sessions, for sure, or at least the next session, it's gonna be sporty.
I was just enjoying listening to the conversations, the role playing. That was good. That was good. So, you know, hey, man, you're not a coward, man. You're not a coward.
While we have people still here, we'll
Jason Charles Miller.
Yep, we'll raid into him.
All right.
Before people leave, before people exit and go tonight. Thank you for everybody for watching. Really appreciate everybody being here. We'll see you this Sunday, and then following Thursday, and then Charm's got a Friday night. And then we're in Adventures on Tap if you guys follow them as well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in potentially our finale in a couple sessions. Maybe we'll hold something special, you know what I mean, and have a longer fight or something like that, you know, like maybe we'll sort something out. But work together as a team, and I'll post it. But we got a 24, so let's go.
See ya.
Let's
Bye.
see.